fabled heat, where magic meets desire. Subscribe to ignite the fantasy.
The metallic clang of the enclosure door still echoed in my mind, a haunting reverberation that seemed to burrow into my skull. It wasn't just the sound of steel on steel, it was the sound of surrender, my monthly, unwilling surrender to the moon's wild, untamed power. The scent hit me next, a complex layering that always felt violent. Damp earth, rich and loamy, mingled with the sharp, cold tang of the metal cage surrounding me. Beneath that, the wild musk, my musk, a primal odor that spoke of instinct and untamed nature. It stirred something deep within me, a confusing cocktail of fear and a desperate, aching longing. I thought about all the times I'd tried to escape this fate, to find a way to break free from the curse that had been placed upon me. But it was no use. The moon had a hold on me, and I was powerless to resist its call. As a zoologist, I dedicated my life to understanding the animal kingdom, to observing and cataloging the intricate behaviors of creatures great and small. I'd spent years tracking wolves in the Canadian wilderness, marveling at their pack dynamics, their resilience, their raw power. The irony wasn't lost on me. I studied them, dissected their lives with scientific detachment, while simultaneously being one, a werewolf, a creature of myth and legend, relegated to the shadows, branded a monster. I remembered the first time I'd transformed, the shock and the horror of it all. I'd been so alone, so scared, and so unsure of what was happening to me. But then Liam had found me and everything had changed. He'd taken me in, taught me how to control my transformations, and given me a sense of purpose. The full moon, a spectral orb of silver, had fully risen now, casting its ethereal glow over the clearing. It wasn't a gentle light, it felt invasive. The heat of it pressed against my skin, not a comforting warmth, but a burning, searing sensation that felt like it was stripping away layers of my humanity, exposing the beast within. I closed my eyes, bracing myself. It always started with the heat, then the tingling, the stretching, the change. My name is Emilia Grant, and I'd spent the last 5 years learning to adapt to this existence, to find ways to make it bearable, to compartmentalize, to build a life around the inevitable. The enclosure, a custom-built refuge deep within the Redwood National Forest, funded by a very generous and very secretive benefactor, was supposed to be my sanctuary. A place where I could transform safely away from everything, especially him. Liam, my warden, my protector, and the man who ignited a forbidden fire within me. He was everything I shouldn't want. Strong, stoic, with eyes the color of storm clouds and a touch that sent shivers down my spine. He'd found me 5 years ago, a terrified, newly turned werewolf, lost and alone. He'd offered me sanctuary, a purpose, and a carefully constructed distance. A distance I was increasingly desperate to close. I could feel his presence even with my eyes closed, the weight of his gaze a tangible pressure. A low growl rumbled in my chest, not entirely my own. He was close, too close. The scent of cedarwood and something uniquely him filled my senses, a heady mix that threatened to overwhelm the rising tide of the wolf. I needed him to stay away, to maintain control, but a treacherous part of me wanted him to pull me under. I thought about all the times we danced around each other, the tension between us palpable. I thought about the way he looked at me, the way he touched me, and the way he made me feel. It was all so confusing, so overwhelming. I didn't know what to do or how to process these feelings. All I knew was that I couldn't keep living like this, trapped in this limbo of desire and fear. I took a deep breath, trying to calm myself down, trying to focus on the task at hand. I had to get through this transformation, had to find a way to control the wolf. But as I stood there, the moonlight pouring down on me, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was losing myself, that I was losing control. And then I heard his voice, low and smooth, a gentle whisper in my ear. "Emilia, it's okay, I'm here, you're safe." I felt a surge of emotion, a mix of relief and longing. I wanted to turn to him, to run to him, to let him hold me and keep me safe, but I couldn't. I was trapped in this cage, trapped in this body, trapped in this life. "Liam," I whispered, my voice barely audible. "Please, you have to stay away, you have to leave me alone." There was a pause, a moment of silence, and then he spoke again. "I won't leave you, Emilia, I won't leave you to face this alone." I felt a lump form in my throat, a mix of emotions swirling inside me. I was scared, I was alone, and I was trapped. But with Liam by my side, I felt a sense of hope, a sense of possibility. Maybe, just maybe, I could find a way to control the wolf, to find a way to be free. The transformation took hold, the pain and the pleasure mingling together in a swirling vortex of sensation. I felt myself changing, felt my body shifting and contorting, felt my mind expanding and contracting. It was a wild, primal feeling, a feeling of freedom and of fear. And when it was all over, when the transformation was complete, I stood there, panting, my heart racing, my senses on high alert. I was a wolf, a creature of the night, a monster. But I was also Emilia, a woman, a zoologist, a person. And as I looked at Liam, as I saw the look of wonder and of awe in his eyes, I knew that I was not alone. I knew that I had found a friend, an ally, a lover. And maybe, just maybe, I had found a way to be free.